This episode of Financewize is sponsored by Sanlam Namibia Holdings. Congratulations to Ms. Hilda Chirundu of Vinto, winner of a BlackBerry Curve cell phone courtesy of Sanlam Namibia Holdings. Hello, and thanks for tuning in to Financewize, the show that empowers you to make informed decisions about your money. I'm Dantakos Jimmy Milani, and in today's episode, we'll be looking at funeral cover. Funerals come unexpectedly, and the financial pain they bring along can be so heavy on you or your family that it can outweigh the emotional pain. Coffin, food for mourners, transport costs, accommodation, funeral programs, flowers, funeral home fees, legal documents, telephone and cell phone bills, funeral clothes, church service, hearses, grave fees, tombstone. The list is endless, and the financial burden is so heavy. In this episode, we will look at how funeral cover can enable you to give your loved one a dignified funeral. But before we go further into this topic, let's see what ordinary Namibians have to say about funeral cover.
Have you ever helped with funeral arrangements?
No, sorry. No, I didn't. Never.
What are some of the funeral costs you know?
I know that, you have to pay for the casket, probably transportation of the corpse from wherever it is, if it's not at the place where it's supposed to be buried. Of course, food and drinks, also part of it, and the deco.
Do you know about funeral cover?
Yeah, I know of one.
Do you have funeral policy?
Yeah, of course I do.
Thank you.
The funeral costs I know it's just for preparations, normally for before the funeral date and during the funeral, on the date of the funeral, food, and yeah.
Do you know about funeral cover?
Yeah, I do know. Yeah.
Do you have funeral policy?
Not now.
Thank you. Have you ever helped with funeral arrangements?
Of course. We all have to sometimes in our life.
What are some of the funeral costs you know?
Well, the last I was aware of was about 20,000.
Do you know about funeral cover?
Of course I do.
Do you have a funeral policy?
No, I intend living up to the age of 90.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot involved. Sometimes with the coffin itself, with something like a refreshment after the burial.
Do you know about funeral cover?
Yeah, I do.
Do you have a funeral policy?
Yeah, exactly. I do have one.
Have you ever helped with funeral arrangements?
No, I haven't.
What are some of the funeral costs you know?
I don't know any.
Do you know about funeral cover?
Yes, I do.
Do you have a funeral policy?
Nope.
Thank you.
It's okay. Like honestly, I don't know anything about that stuff, man.
Do you know about funeral cover?
Yes, I do know, like if you have any insurance policy and you're with them, basically, you get to have some of those insurance, funeral covers.
Do you have a funeral cover?
Well, yes, I do have. Of course, man, I'm secure, man. Yeah.
Thanks.
Costs. You have to get the casket and these African funerals, you have to, it goes on for a week. So you have to feed everybody for a week. So food-wise, it's expensive, transport-wise as well, yeah.
Do you know about funeral cover?
Yeah, a bit. Yeah,
Do you have a funeral policy?
my parents do. I don't know if they have it on me or only on them, but I know my father and my mother, they have funeral policy.
The next training clip looks at funeral cover in some more detail. Funeral cover is insurance that you take out to cover the cost and expenses of a funeral. Probably the most significant difference between a life policy and a funeral policy is that funeral policy does not form part of the deceased's estate. The money is paid out within 48 hours to the stated beneficiary as long as a death certificate is provided. Most people don't like to think about death, but like tax and wrinkles, it's inevitable. When a loved one dies, grieving family members and friends often are confronted with dozens of decisions about the funeral, all of which must be made quickly and often under great emotional duress. What kind of funeral should it be? What funeral provider should you use? Should you bury or cremate the body or donate it to science? And as callous as it may sound, how much is it all going to cost? Funerals are not cheap. Funeral costs range from about 5,000 Namibian dollars to about 20,000 Namibian dollars or more, depending on the family's needs and what they can afford. If you die unexpectedly, will your loved ones be able to carry the financial burden of a funeral? Will you be able to pay should one of your dependents or other close relatives die? All the additional expenses such as catering, transport for the mourners, accommodation, and telephone calls can send you into financial difficulty. One way to lessen the financial burden on your family when you die is to take out funeral cover. To help us understand what funeral policies do and how they can help you and your loved ones during a time of emotional stress, we spoke to Mr. Evan Simata, the General Manager Public and Corporate Support at Sanlam Namibia Holdings.
My name is Evan Simata. I'm the General Manager, Public and Corporate Support, Sanlam Namibia. There are basically three reasons why one should take funeral policy. The first one and most important one is that funerals are not cheap. They're actually expensive. A funeral can cost between 5,000 and 20,000, and that's a lot of money, so you need to actually plan for it. The second reason is we all want to give our loved one a dignified funeral. And for that, we need to make sure again that we plan for it. And lastly, we want to have peace of mind at all times that whatever happens to me or to my loved ones, I know that I'll be able to give them a very good farewell when they leave this earth. Definitely. Our different companies and businesses in the group offer different funeral policies. We have funeral policies that are offered by NamLife, which is very good, affordable funeral policies, as well as Sanlam Namibia itself offers also very good funeral policies. We also have Sanlam Funeral Plan, which also offers very affordable funeral policy. The advantage of our funeral policy, the first one is that there is no medical examination required. The second advantage is that it pays within 48 hours. And of course, last but not least, is that it's affordable. All the different funeral policies directed at different markets are affordable in those markets. The funeral policy of Sanlam Namibia covers anybody who has not yet reached the age of 60. At the same time, the policy also covers not only your loved one, but you can also cover your parents, your parents-in-law. You can also, with our extended benefit, cover 8 members of your family who are dependent on you financially.
Funerals come unexpectedly, and the financial pain they bring along can be so heavy on you or your family that it can outweigh the emotional pain, cost of coffin, food for mourners, transport costs, accommodation, funeral programs, flowers, funeral home fees, legal documents, telephone and cell phone bills, funeral clothes, church service, hearse, grave costs, tombstone. The list is endless. To ensure that the financial worries caused by funerals are the last thing on your mind, get affordable funeral cover from NamLife now.
Sanlam Namibia Holdings is offering one lucky viewer an awesome prize, a BlackBerry Curve cell phone. All you have to do is answer the following question. Which product did we discuss in tonight's episode? Is it A, disability cover, B, funeral cover, or C, life cover? SMS FW followed by your answer A, B, or C, your name and your town to 62221. That is 62221. Do not miss this opportunity to win yourself a BlackBerry Curve cell phone. The winner will be announced during the next Sanlam editions of Financewize. Today on CareerWise, we're chatting to Salome Brinkman, who is a broker consultant at Sanlam Namibia Holdings.
Good day, my name is Salome Brinkman and I'm a broker consultant at Sanlam Namibia. I've been with the company for 20 years in various departments. The main duty and responsibility of a consultant is broker support. To support independent and corporate brokers in selling an insurance company's products, such as Sanlam Namibia, as well as the after-sales service to our clients. The qualifications needed to become a broker consultant is grade 12, a certificate in financial planning, which is highly recommended, and sound knowledge of the industry. The personal traits needed for this job include excellent interpersonal skills, good relationship building skills, client focus, as well as good listening and communication skills. A broker can do business with all life insurance companies. Therefore, everyday challenges in our job include being updated on market trends of the industry, to be informed of our competitors and their products, in order for us to support our broker with tailor-made solutions to give best advice to their clients.
We would like to thank Salome Brinkman for allowing us to take a glimpse into the career of a broker consultant. Viewers, if you love working under great pressure and like helping clients, you might one day find yourself holding a position like Salome's. Now that we have explored funeral cover in detail, we look at this important service offered by Sanlam Namibia and NamLife to its clients in practice. After all, at the end of the day, what matters is the service offered to clients.
Welcome.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. You can come into our house.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
People are sitting inside there. Welcome. I'm well. It's so good that you came. It's a difficult time for us.
Take heart, yeah?
Come inside, the other side inside.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Welcome, Auntie.
Auntie Lola.
Okay, Lola. God have mercy on us. It's gonna be a long day. Hey, my friend, welcome. It's so good to see you, eh? Thanks for coming.
Man. Be strong.
Yeah?
I'm here for you, man.
Come inside. Come inside. You're welcome.
Eish. This guy didn't leave me with anything, man. Oh, I must leave with something here, man. Maybe I'll go for the TV, man. Yeah, I'll go for the TV. Yeah. The TV will work for me.
I'm sorry. I know it hurts, but you have to be strong.
No, not Uncle Henrik. Please, not him.
I know.
He was so good to everyone. He never did anything to hurt anyone. And now he's gone and didn't even say goodbye.
I know. It's sad. It's part of life, but just think about the kids.
I know. No, don't cry. Don't cry, yes? Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. It's okay. Here, don't cry, yeah? So, did he leave me a car? A house?
How can you ask something like that? This
No, don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry.
It's okay.
Oh my God. Did he leave me
Take
a
heart.
phone?
You need to shut up.
You know what, man? Just last week, I went to go and visit him in hospital. And my uncle was fine. And suddenly, he just had to die, just like this.
Yeah, I know, man. Anything can happen. And it was so sudden. I don't understand how he also just left us like that. But tell me, my friend, what are you going to do from here on? What's going to happen? Because, I mean, there's so many people. And how are you going to go about this?
The guys at home expect me to do everything.
What is going on there? What people are arguing
Oh,
about?
man, what's wrong with these people?
Just ignore them, yeah?
Yeah, people are expecting me to do everything, and there's no money to cover for anything. And Henrik left specific instructions that he wants to be buried next to his wife at the farm, so I guess we have to follow his will.
Yeah, and especially now when there's no money, no one has a penny. I don't know, really, man, it's just sad, man.
What's wrong with these people? My uncle is not even buried and they're already fighting over his things.
It's okay, man, just leave them. It's grown people that go on like that. Don't understand.
Yeah, I understand, Peter. One should not talk about the dead. Who would have known that things would be like this?
No, my friend. These were people who were working. In the case of my grandpa, we were all these kids were working, had good jobs, but when he died, everybody, we had to struggle to get money. We had to go from person to person to get money. We had to go to loan money at the loan sharks just to cover all his funeral costs.
Yo, it's terrible, man. But it's our tradition. We have to bury our dead.
I think we have to plan. We have to have a sort of plan that where, in some case, like if someone dies, there's a plan to go about this.
Plan what? You cannot plan when you die.
Of course, man, we can't plan to die. But with funeral cover, with such a policy, we wouldn't be in this crisis right now.
Funeral cover? What is that and what does it do?
You know, Mike, let me tell you one thing. Funeral cover is an insurance that you take out to cover for all your funeral expenses. You know, like the feeding the mourners, coffin fees, by buying the coffin, grave fees, and traveling cost, all those things. You know, it's a cover, it's an insurance that actually gives you a decent and dignified funeral. Yeah? You can even take out something like that for your loved ones. Just imagine if Uncle Hendrik had something like that. We wouldn't have been struggling like this.
Wow, I didn't know about a policy like that. Maybe I should get one for myself and my family.
It's true. You know, basically what I'm saying is, we are all living in a difficult life. We're all living a difficult life in difficult times. We can't even take care of our families at the moment. And we still, on top of that, we still don't want headaches of things like this to happen with us. So it's really important that we have to plan ahead. Just like this. I think we have to start thinking of making provisions of getting a funeral cover.
You're right, man. One shouldn't let other people struggle like that if you could have done it yourself.
Exactly. It's true.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How can I help you?
Our uncle passed on earlier this week.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. We would like to either see your catalog for coffins or if you could perhaps guide us in choosing a coffin.
Yeah. Tell me, was Uncle a pensioner?
Uncle was not a pensioner yet. He unfortunately died a bit prematurely.
Oh, I'm sorry. But we can go and look to our coffins and then you can make a choice. Is it what you want?
Yes, that's what we'd like.
Okay, this one is our silkwood casket and it goes for 10,000.
Yeah, I think we've more or less chosen or seen what we like. Maybe we can just hand up the
quotation.
The quotation in the front.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
Then we can go again back to this.
It will be okay.
I know it's not easy. We cannot afford the coffins that we saw now, but we have other alternatives. Uncle Henry had some valuable property that we could maybe sell in order to get the rest of the money to use for the coffin. That's the only option I have right now.
Well, I think it's okay.
So,
Do you agree? Yes.
we have to bury him, and the sooner the better. So, we'll sell the motorbike and then we'll get the money for the coffin.
Sanlam Namibia Holdings is offering one lucky viewer an awesome prize, a BlackBerry Curve cell phone. All you have to do is answer the following question. Which product did we discuss in tonight's episode? Is it A, disability cover, B, funeral cover, or C, life cover? SMS FW followed by your answer A, B, or C, your name and your town to 62221. That is 62221. Do not miss this opportunity to win yourself a BlackBerry Curve cell phone. The winner will be announced during the next Sanlam editions of Financewize. Don't allow a funeral to catch you or your family unprepared. Ensure that the financial worries caused by funerals are the last thing on your mind. Get a funeral policy which will give you and your family a dignified farewell. Please remember that the points made in this program are not meant to give you personal advice. There is no one-size-fits-all approach to funeral cover and financial planning. The point of this program is to give you a more tangible look at how an individual might implement the ideas discussed. There are many other alternatives out there, and we strongly encourage you to explore them and see what works best for you. Whatever you do, keep the principles we've learned in mind and never stop trying to learn more. This is Danta Koshimi Malani, encouraging you to get finance-wise. See you next time. This episode of Financewize is sponsored by Sanlam Namibia Holdings.